Do you trust Benjamin Netanyahu?
Never.
Can there be peace while Benjamin Netanyahu is the leader here?
No. No.
Can the world trust Benjamin Netanyahu?
I don't think that anyone can trust him. Basically, he lies to everyone and no one trusts him.
Just over a year ago, he managed to cobble together the most right-wing coalition Israel's ever seen. Netanyahu awarded senior cabinet portfolios to two extremists, Bezalel Smotrich, now the finance minister, and Itamar Ben-Gvir, Minister of National Security. Both ministers live in illegal settlements. Ben-Gvir has criminal convictions for racist incitement and supporting a Zionist terrorist group. He's been condemned by the US and the EU for using racist rhetoric. Smotrich denies the very existence of the Palestinian people. These two men are now accused of driving Netanyahu's Gaza policy, pushing an agenda that would force Palestinians off their lands.
I think Israel's agenda, the end goal, is to annex the land. It doesn't take a genius to come up with that conclusion.
Here's Israel in 1948.
You know, Netanyahu himself went to the UN in September, and he showed that map from the river to the sea.
Surrounded by a hostile Arab world.
What does that mean to anybody? He doesn't see Palestine. He doesn't see Palestinians.
The whole Middle East changes.
Ben-Gvir and Smotrich, the two racist messianic guys, that seems to be to have a very strong leverage on Bibi. They want to turn it into a major religious war between Israel and the Islam.
Are they dangerous?
Sure they're dangerous.
How powerful are Ben-Gvir and Smotrich, and what do you think of them?
I see them as terrorists and as Jewish messianics. They represent only a small minority within the Israeli society, but they get their power because of our coalition system.
But can I just check something? Are you calling the Minister for National Security and the Minister for Finance in Israel, are you calling them terrorists?
Of course, they are.
Is the brutal reality that Benjamin Netanyahu wants to continue this war for his own political survival?
Look, I cannot penetrate his soul and tell you for sure, but it's clear that he acts as if the main objective of this whole event is his survival. He understands that if fighting will have a pause for 6 weeks or 2 times 6 weeks, the Israeli public will demand accountability, in spite of the fact that there is no word in Hebrew for accountability. It was not needed in our culture. But the public will demand it, and he might lose his role as a prime minister.
The Prime Minister's office did not respond when we put these allegations to him. Mr. Ben-Gvir and Mr. Smotrich also failed to respond. It now appears that Netanyahu wanted to sow seeds of division between the hardliners who ruled Gaza and the more conciliatory Palestinian Authority running the West Bank.
We did something very, very simple. We did everything in order to make sure that Hamas will go on controlling Gaza and Palestinian Authority will control the West Bank, so they will fight each other.
Netanyahu allowed Qatar to give massive amounts of cash to Hamas in Gaza.
So what we did, with the permission of our Prime Minister, is to let Qatar to transfer a huge amount of money in cash, probably more than $1.4 billion, and to make sure that they will be able to send, people to work in Israel and to achieve or to get intelligence if they need. By doing it, we increase the power of Hamas.
That served Netanyahu, who wanted to avoid any discussion of two-state solution.
So are you saying Benjamin Netanyahu deliberately boosted Hamas to try to prevent a Palestinian state?
Yeah, sure. He deliberately and systematically even told, is on record, whoever wants to avoid the threat of a two-state solution has to support my policy of paying protection money to the Hamas.
Netanyahu maintains the Qatar money was to avoid a humanitarian catastrophe. Having helped to build up Hamas, Netanyahu has now vowed to destroy it.
He fed the beast and it exploded in our face. If you base your national security strategy solely on force, then you need to win 24/7 forever.
Is it possible that Hamas can be destroyed?
I don't believe you can destroy Hamas with military force alone. The issue is this, okay? If you want to destroy Hamas in Gaza, what you will have to do is forcibly displace more than 2 million Palestinians into Sinai. Go house by house, corner by corner, wipe out entire Gaza above ground, and then go for months underground, tunnel by tunnel, suffer hundreds of casualties, if not thousands, ultimately. And maybe after a few years, there won't be Hamas in Gaza. But if you've done that, there's going to be Hamas everywhere else.